Bombline's future. So what's going to happen with Bombline in the future? That's a question literally no one has asked, but I feel like I need to generate more content for this channel, and I'm going to talk about it. If you're new to the Never Die Interactive Discord, you'll probably already know about Bombline's future for those who don't, but we're going to make a video about it. First of all, if you're in the Discord server and go to the roadmap channel, you'll see a web link to a site containing all of what's next in Bomblie, and that will be in the description. Right, we're gonna get into it now. So the first thing on this list is the weapon attachment update. So the attachment update is one which is like, it's good and bad. Basically, the way the game works at the minute is a random gun every round, but it's due to change into a random gun every round with random attachments every round. What they're also going to be adding is a balloon decoy, which is non-lethal, and I have no idea what this is. Like, realistically, it's a balloon and it's a decoy. I don't know if it'll make like a fake player maybe, and when you shoot it, it pops. It's probably like the best idea I've got. And then it's also going to have predictable recoil pattern systems. Now, if you don't know what that is, if you play a game like CSGO or Valorant, when you shoot a gun and you watch where the bullets go against a wall, it follows a specific pattern. Like for the Vandal in Valorant, it will go up and then it will go left and right, left and right. So if you play Valorant a lot and you play with the Vandal, you can shoot, drag down, and you can follow the pattern of the bullets, and then your recoil will improve, because the bullets are realistically going to go in a straight line if you can follow the recoil pattern. The only problem with that is there's probably far too many guns to remember where the bullets are going to go. And this is like a 50-50 type of update, where some will be frolicking all over about it, and some will want to like themselves. The problem with it is either the community will just bear with it and adapt skill, or they will put the game down without trying because they don't want to waste their time learning new mechanics. So next up, we have the economy update. This update introduces trading to the game. Although this can also cause problems, I think this is a very good thing, because although, oh, I got scammed, like adopt me type shit, you can do more things with it. For example, you can do competitive games where you can fight for skins, you can fight for knives. Like if someone has something of high rarity, you know, you can fight over it. I think it'll make the game a lot more competitive in a way, but at the same time, I think it's not that big of a deal. This update will also include the new grenade, which is the shock mine. I kind of get what this is. It's going to be a device on the floor. If you walk on top of it, it's going to stun you basically, or it will blind you. And then this game will also introduce weekly challenges, which are going to give you bonus coins, which will just be an easier way to level up and unlock stuff, I guess. So the next thing I want to talk about is the shooting range. This is an update which is basically just going to have a shooting range, so you can choose any gun in the game and you can practice with it. This will be good for the recoil patterns from the attachments update. But also, what I think about this update is, if you look on this screenshot here, it says join the shooting range by yourself or with a party to try out weapons. Yes, you can also shoot each other. So I'm kind of thinking this will be the way to 1v1. I mean, there's going to be a 2v2, but I'm going to talk about that in a sec. But there is no proper 1v1 unless you go to a private server. I feel like the shooting range will be a much easier way to 1v1 without having to spend Robux on a private server. So this update obviously includes the shooting range, and then it's also going to include a recon drone kill streak, which is getting 4 kills without dying, allows you to call in a recon drone, which will ping enemies on the minimap. Of course, this can be countered. So I'm guessing this will just have a little drone fly around the map and it will ping enemies like as if the recon grenade does, but you'll be able to shoot the drone if it's not on your team. So the next thing on my list is the player card artist contest, which doesn't have anything actually in the description, but it's pretty simple to work out what it is. The developers are going to give out a template for a banner card, or a player card, sorry, and they're going to say make whatever, and then they'll probably pick out like maybe top 3, top 1, and then I say like top 10 or top 5, depending on how many people enter, will get a special banner, which I've seen in another video. I'm not sure where it is. I will try and find it. If I can't, there's no screenshot, but there is a banner card somewhere that I've seen in another video which is related to this, but there's not a lot of info on this, as you can see, but it will be soon, I'm guessing, because the community does like to do a lot of stuff. Most of the maps are made by the community. So now we're on to the 2v2 game mode I was on about earlier. So this description says this update contains a new faster paced 2v2 game mode, and it says below it, lock in with a friend or a random in a faster paced 2v2 mode with smaller maps. Now this is making me feel like we're gonna have maps like Chaos Blockout, like what I'm playing in the background, something like that, a bit smaller, a bit more quick. Do you know what I mean? It'll be more competitive. I feel like this game mode won't get a lot of traction because obviously smaller maps. A lot of people don't like Chaos Blockout unless the smaller maps are decent quality. I feel like it's not going to be as popular because of the maps. But other than that, I feel like the concept is a lot better. A lot of people are asking for 3v3s, but I feel like 2 makes it more balanced with smaller maps, because obviously there's 2 routes to each site for attackers, and then counter-terrorists have whatever the fuck they have. So last but not least, we're going to talk about the biggest update coming in the future, which is way far into the future as they've put it. They said this will take a while after alpha's release. The whole goal for beta is pretty much to make this into a full-fledged polished experience. So what they're aiming to do is they're going to do a full rewrite, in quotations, of the game. They're going to go off of the legacy code that they're using, and they're basically going to rewrite the whole game to make it more smooth, and then they can support better updates because obviously they're using more modern code. I feel like that's what it is. I don't really code, I make models. Not the biggest Roblox studio geek. They're also going to add mobile support, so players on mobile will be able to play. I feel like if this is cross-platform, it will be a lot easier to shit on mobile players, can't lie. They're going to add keybind editing, which is going to help you. You know, if you play like Siege, for Siege I have a mouse button 4, so like an extra button on my mouse, and I use that to pull out knife. That would be a lot easier for me. It'll make the game feel a lot more like responsive to how you want to play it, really, and like cooperative. I think that's the right words. They're going to add private server support, which is going to be like what Arsenal has when you press L in a private server, which is where it gives you basically a whole thing, except you're going to be able to spectate and you're going to be able to adjust the game rules. They're also going to add kill cams later on, where you're going to see, as they've put it, final kill cams to show off your 360 no scope or the AFK guy you killed in spawn, whichever one happens last. They're also going to add revamped and optimized weapon models, which are going to be remade instead of using the placeholders, so that they're better supported on low-end devices. They're also going to add better iron sights, which I can't lie, I already like the iron sights. I know a lot of people don't like them, like on the ORM. It's not an AWP, it's an ORM. I fuck with it. Lots of people don't, but do you know what? If it's better, I won't mind it. They're going to extend the attachment system that I was on about earlier. There's going to be more attachments like barrels and stocks. They're going to remake most of the sounds, so like footsteps, probably gunshots. All guns have different sounds because they want to make a cleaner sound mix. They're going to update the UI. If you don't know what the UI is, it's like every button you see, all of that type of shit, like the stuff on the top of the screen, all of that. They're going to update all of that, so it'll be more nice for mobile players. You're going to be able to change the size of it in the setting. They're also going to add a new game mode, including a weekly limited time mode playlist, which is going to be every week. They're going to change it with different mods and mechanic, basically shit like that. There's also one here in blue which just says Railgun. Not sure what that is. And they're also going to add a new soundtrack. Can't lie, I've seen a lot of people make soundtracks in the Discord server. They don't sound the best. I can't see any of them fitting in. Like, they're nice overall, they don't fit in with the game. Do you know what? I'm excited for it. I can't wait for the official release of Bombline. I think it'll be great. I just want to thank you for making it to the end of the video. If you did, I know my voice is really draining because I'm British, but if you made it this far, thank you. I'm gonna make more Bombline related videos because I do really like this game. I hope to see you in the next one. In a bit, mush.